And welcome to Kelowna Now Live. It's Jason Mann with Jim Czek. And Jim, you are just back fresh from the Vancouver Auto Show. Some interesting things you saw there.
First, an apology to everybody that logged on to Twitter and was watching us twice. This is 3 times the charm, and hopefully this one's a go. Yeah, I was just at the Vancouver Auto Show and saw some pretty cool things. The star of the show, I don't know if we have that video there of the special guest that showed up at the show. Let's see if we can play that.
Was it you?
Yeah, that's me. It's me and me. Oh, there's the special guest there. You can go on I think we're going to have it on TikTok where you can hear my voice. But the special guest there at the show, the Cybertruck was there. I mean, look at that. That is the panels that you see. This is me getting into the Cybertruck. Beautiful inside, by the way. Like, very Tesla, very minimalistic, very sparse inside. Mm-hmm. That dash goes for miles and miles and miles. That dash is, I don't know how you get it clean. You probably have to have a small child to put it up there and like give them a rag or something like that. You can probably lay up there. And then if you look at the panels on the vehicle, they've actually, you probably see a lot of it on the internet where they actually shoot arrows and bullets, and the thing is bulletproof. The bullets will not go through it. Well, depending, I guess, on the bullet, but they shot big guns into it and it did not go through. So yeah, pretty wild looking truck though, eh?
Yeah. It is. Was it everything?
It was definitely the star of the show. Crowds, that's where the crowds were. The crowds were around the Cybertruck. It was a drew crowd. I was there early. Media got in half an hour early, so I got like a full tour by myself there. Back seat, really roomy as well. Screen in the back. As you can see, there's a screen in the back there for big glass roof, of course. And I found the middle seat almost like you're in a sports car because it was like so like it just kind of cushioned your whole body in there. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Big lineups for that one for sure to see it.
It was more than electrics though, right? It was full spectrum.
Yeah, no, it was everybody. Everybody had their cars there. I think we have one more to show you. That I think if we have that Model 3 there, the Model 3 refresh was there too. So that's the Model 3 refresh. They did a refresh on the cheapest Tesla out there. And that is, it's a little more sleeker, a little more aerodynamic, looks a little more like a Model S. Inside, we're going to get inside here in a second. Inside, they took the stalks off, both for the turn signals and the wipers and all that stuff. So everything's on the stock now. And then they have some pinstripe lighting inside. And the big change in this one, definitely the seats are better in there. Mm-hmm. The seats are like stiffer, like they feel a little more Model S too. And heated and cooled seats. I have heated seats in mine, but heated and cooled in the new Model 3s. And in the back seat, well, you can change the color of the lighting. How? Well, there's a gimmick if I've ever seen one, right? Like, cool. Like, kids will love that, I guess, right? You can change the color of the lights. And then there's the signals. They're all on the turns. It takes a little bit to get used to that for sure. And then there's that screen in the back. So that's
it have
the
a price?
Tesla stuff. The Teslas?
Yeah, that price on the new.
On the Model 3 is $53,950, less $5,000, less $4,000 if you qualify, so less $9,000, so whatever that is. You're looking around $44,000 for that Model 3. The refresh too.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a good deal. I've seen some other stuff there too. Which one we got? They're going to put one up here. Oh, look at this thing.
That's a Caddy.
That's the Cadillac. Just check out the price on this thing. Like, this is a Cadillac, $160,000. Guess how much in tax, though? $52,000 additional dollars for tax on this.
How does that break down?
You can see it there. Again, it'll be on our TikTok. So $52,000 in taxes on this massive, massive, massive vehicle. And all the voices will be there if you go on our TikTok or our YouTube Shorts or our Instagram. You'll see that what I'm basically talking as I'm going through it here. But a pretty impressive looking dash. And one thing I pointed out was like, why this a lot of the coverings of this plastic that just look at the smudging on there.
Yeah.
For $160,000, you think they could have got rid of the smudging? Just saying.
Looks like my fridge.
But then if you get in the back seat, like it's like a back seat, like it's like a small bus. Like, again, if you have a big family, this is the vehicle you want, I guess, right? Everybody had a screen too. There were screens on the back of the seats and everything.
You're rolling in style in a Cadillac.
Little tiny sunroof though, but $52,000 in taxes. So $212,000 if you want to roll that thing out of the showroom.
So you could buy that Model S 3
just for the taxes.
Just for the price of the taxes.
So guess how much that vehicle's in Alberta? Same vehicle.
Okay.
$32,000 cheaper.
Well, why is that?
$32,000 less taxes.
So that's the provincial government taking $32,000.
If you want to drive an Escalade in British Columbia, bring an extra $32,000.
BC does stand for bring cash.
It does. We got another video there or not? Oh, look at this one. This is, I think, everything. We're kind of showing it. There's the Cybertruck. Obviously, we've seen the Cybertruck already. Cyber. Like, big, long waiting list. Justin Bieber, Beyonce, a few other people got it. I must be right underneath that list. Right? Pretty sure I'm somewhere next.
Was that the first one? You've seen a Cybertruck in person before.
That's first time.
That was first time?
That's a Lexus Electric. And that is another Cadillac.
Okay, so I have to ask you, first time. It's like literally the first time you've talked about the Cybertruck. You've bought a Cybertruck.
I bought a Cybertruck? No, I have an order for a Cybertruck.
You have an order. Sorry.
Yeah.
Isn't that the same thing?
Well, I don't have it.
Okay.
Kind of not the same thing.
Either way, you're obviously very interested and invested in having a Cybertruck. And so was it everything that you expected it would be? Like,
I don't know, that and more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about it?
I mean, because I own a Tesla, I like the minimalistic look. I got into a GMC. I had an AT4, 2020 AT4 diesel. There's a 2024 AT4 there. Bigger dash, same truck really, like bigger dash, same truck. A lot of money, like way more money than the Cybertruck. And that Cybertruck will probably outdo everything on it. And other than be massively big, the AT4s are a big truck. I mean, there's no doubt the Chevy diesels are an amazing vehicle. If you're going to buy a truck and you need it for serious work, that diesel truck's probably going to be the one you want. Mm-hmm. But that's not the truck I'd want right now. I mean, I've owned several diesels in my life. I've owned a 1-ton dually when I was pulling a trailer. So, but that Cybertruck is kind of like a car inside and drive-by-wire. So that's what jet airliners like 737, 757s land on. They steer by wire. They don't steer by like a connected column. And that Tesla is a steer by wire. Yeah, there's stuff that I saw at the show. Definitely, like a lot of people have their lineup there. Toyota had their hydrogen car as well as their electric car as well as their hybrids. So they had and plus as well as all their, Tacomas and Tundras and all that other stuff they had there. They had their full lineup. Chevy had their full lineup there. Ford had their Mach-E there, and they had their F-150 Lightning in their EV category, and they also had their full lineup of the Bronco. They had a prototype there.
How are the crowds? Were they?
I was there early, so I went during the media. Just the media's allowed, and then I stayed like an hour after that, and that's early for a lot of people. I was in a Saturday morning, so I don't think a lot of people get up as early as I do. So I talked to a lot of people there, and they said the crowds were pretty thick on Friday. So I'm assuming later in Saturday that they got pretty thick too. Mm-hmm. It was a well put on show for sure. Lots of shiny cars.
Mostly consumer show though? It
is a consumer show. Yeah, it's absolutely a consumer. It's not like the CES in Las Vegas. Cybertruck, Tesla only had the Cybertruck, the Model Y, and the Model 3. They did not have an S or an X there.
Now, they weren't actually at the last auto show that you went to.
This is the first year that Tesla's attended any auto shows. Yeah. So they attended the Chicago Auto Show, the Toronto Auto Show, now the Vancouver Auto Show. So they're starting to advertise too. I think they started advertising on Facebook today. They're advertising on X. They've never advertised before. So I think they're getting out the word out there. They did have test drives there. So you could test drive a number of vehicles. A lot of EVs were there. And the one that surprised me the most is like the electric vehicle, the Hummer. Like, who's buying a Hummer? I don't get it. I absolutely don't get it. I have some video of getting into that Hummer. It is massive.
And heavy.
And something.
And some.
It's a statement. Yeah. If you want to make a statement, that's the one. It's probably like $52,000 in taxes too, because I'm pretty sure it's probably in the same price range of that Escalade. That's a key thing though. Like that Escalade in British Columbia is $212,000. An Escalade is not a like a sports, like a luxury exotic. It's a family vehicle for a lot of people, right? It's a $52,000 in taxes versus $20,000 in taxes in Alberta. Reminds me of that song. You know that song? Can you hear the lyrics in your head? Alberta, it's the place to be.
I'm just breaking it down. If you have this,
Remember Green Acres? It's the place to be.
if you buy this vehicle
wow.
over a 4-year period, if you finance a Escalade over 4 years, you're paying $1,000 a month just in tax.
You drive that vehicle off the lot in BC, $52,000 is gone right now because there's no value in that. You know what I mean? Like that you try to trade that in the next day. Because the people in Alberta are buying it for $32,000 less.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
And I think the people in Yukon and the Territory is the same thing, right? So here we are surrounded. But if you want to drive an Escalade in British Columbia, as I say, like pony up, I guess, or something like that. Pony up. Well, here's the good news in British Columbia. And this is my advice if you want to save money. Buy a used EV.
Yeah.
Guess how much tax on a used EV? Buying private, though. You got to buy privately. Guess how much tax?
Okay, buying a private.
Got to buy a private used EV.
Any other conditions?
No, that's it. Private used EV in British Columbia.
Okay.
How much tax? Somewhere between 0 and 0. You want to guess?
I'm going to go with 0.
0 tax. Or $52,000. And that doesn't matter. If that's a used fancy electric, $150,000 fancy electric car, bought private.
A Rivian, say.
0.
Wow.
A little bit better, right?
Yeah.
0.
Well, there you go. Fast tip.
Anyway, it was, for me, the trip was worth it. I got to sit in the Cybertruck and recognize that I do want a Cybertruck.
Now more than ever.
There's a couple. It had crowds around. I talked to a few people that are like humming and hawing around it, right? And a couple of good old boys were around there too, right? And they said they had one on order, but they're not sure if they're going to take it if you know their name gets called. I'm like, I'll take it.
I'll take your reservation right there.
Anyway, that's it.
All right,
that's a wrap. That's a wrap for the Vancouver Auto Show. Those things are well worth going to. Like if you're in the market for a new vehicle or any kind of vehicle, it's always better to go one place where you can see it all, right? I know that in Vancouver they do have like dealerships, and even in Kelowna they have dealerships where you can walk kind of lot to lot, right? But sometimes people feel a lot of pressure. There, you could get in and out of whatever you wanted to get in and out of, and you could have,
get all the information.
Or and I don't think they were even allowed to sell. There was no sales people there. There were just information people there. So there was a Corvette there. $212,000 prior to the tax.
Oh, jeez.
I don't even want to know what that one is. But there's a website you can go to. I think it's Canada Tax or something like Canada Car Tax. I think you can go to. You can plug it in. You can see how much tax you're going to pay, whether that's new, used, dealer, or private. You plug that in. We'll put the link at the bottom here. So if you want to figure out how much tax you're going to pay on a vehicle, whether that's brand new, private, used, from a dealer, or from private, you just go there, plug in the thing, and it'll tell you how much tax you're going to pay.
All right.
Well, with that said, zoom. Well, I sat in the 350. zoom. That's the Mazda logo, right?
That's
or
right.
Mazda thing. Yeah. I sat in the 370, I think, or something, whatever the new one is. Same thing, like it doesn't even look. I bought a new one in 2003. 2003. What is it? 2023? 24?
20 some odd.
So
years
20 years later,
yeah.
And the vehicle is almost identical inside and out.
Wow.
Still with a 6-speed gearbox too.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. Clutch. Not very many vehicles are being sold as standards right now. So Femke's like getting ready to zoom us out here. So we're going to call it. So that's the recap from the Vancouver.
And if you want to hear the audio on the shorts, TikTok. And
Go to, and follow us on TikTok. Follow us on, I don't know, before they ban it. Follow us on YouTube. Sign up for our newsletter. And follow us on Instagram and Facebook too. Not that it'll do you any good, but hey. There you go.